Hey Max, what do you think about this snow, huh? Pretty exciting? Huh? Hey, what are you doing? Max, hey, over here. This way. This way. Yeah, I love the snow. Yeah, we do. Over here in Flagstaff, over at this rest area just west of Flagstaff, that's actually still headed eastbound I-40. We'll see you out there. All right, here we go. Good morning. Welcome to Infinity Highway with Kel the Bass Man, Max Spaz, and the truck. That's right, it's the truck. We are in our new truck, and we have no name. We're in the no name the truck. Yeah. So yeah, how's it going, everybody? Happy New Year once again. Today is Sunday, January 21st, 2024. It is 08:45 out here in Stockton, California. Temperature about 56 degrees, elevation not worth mentioning, and we have just picked up a loaded Swift trailer from Amazon. It's got an Amazon load in it, but it's in a Swift decal trailer. About 24,000 pound load, and it is destined for Albuquerque, New Mexico. So yeah, anyhow, yeah, new truck, and it's gonna take a little bit of getting used to. There's a few things that I was used to in the past trucks that this one doesn't have, and so it's gonna take a little bit of getting used to it, but it is a manual transmission, so that's nice. All right, hang tight for a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, something funny is going on here with your trailer. I'm not sure what. It kind of feels like one of the wheels is locking up or something. Well, they're rolling. Huh. Okay, well, I don't know. So, anyways, yeah, the truck. I mean, it's cool. Like, it's cool. It's just gonna take some getting used to. I'm definitely gonna be happy getting into a manual again. The funny thing is, you know, I was driving that red automatic Bloody Mary for 6 months, and I'd gotten pretty damn used to it. You know, I'd kind of, you know, the rule of thumb with any new vehicle that you drive, whether it's a motorcycle or a car or a pickup truck, or, you know, in this case, a semi truck, the rule of thumb is it takes 6 months for you to know the vehicle, like to be able to like to get so comfortable with the, you know, like to know the vehicle. I mean, like to get used to it, to know everything there is to kind of know about it. That, you know, like, you know, to know it backwards and forwards. You know what I'm saying? To be able to really drive the thing, right? 6 months is the rule of thumb. And I was in that thing for, I'm pretty sure, at least 6 months. And so I'd gotten really comfortable with it. I knew kind of all the kind of tricks that I needed to know to be able to drive it, you know, as safely as possible and, you know, efficiently as possible, and make the thing get up and go when I needed it to, and that kind of stuff. It was still a pain in the ass through the mountains. It was definitely a real pain in the ass, but all in all, it was pretty. It's actually, it was pretty damn solid truck. I mean, to be honest, that's a pretty damn solid truck. I would actually, I don't know. I mean, like, I would continue driving it if I had to. You know, I don't know. Jesus Christ, what's going on here? Oh, something's acting really funny here right now. Something with the brakes. So, anyways. So, same thing is going to be true with this one. You know, for right now, I'm just kind of uncomfortable in it. It doesn't have a lot of the kind of luxuries that I was used to. Like, it has no fridge, so that sucks. That's actually sucks a lot. Bloody Mary, she had a big, massive power inverter under the bunk, and that's how I operated like my coffee maker. That's pretty much the only thing that I used it for, was my coffee maker. So that was great. I don't have that. The seats in this truck suck. They really, really suck. They are horrible seats. And Bloody Mary had great seats. They were like, you know, fake leather, you know, vinyl seats with nice armrests on them, like bucket seats. Really, really nice, comfortable seats with armrests. Like I said, this one's just cloth seats with no armrests, and they're just kind of cheap. The radio kind of sucks in this one. I mean, it works, but the only thing I use it for is connecting through my phone through Bluetooth, you know, watching videos or listening to music through my phone. And this one's kind of a pain in the ass. It like disconnects every time that you turn the truck off, and you gotta like not repair it, but you have to like fully reconnect it. It's just kind of a pain. And this one's single sleeper. It's only got one bunk in it, so it's got a short roof on it. You know, I mean, it's tall enough to stand up in, but I lost a lot of storage space because that second bunk that I've been used to in every truck that I've been driving so far, I used for like storing stuff up there, you know, that I get to frequently, you know, and so I don't have that. You know, whatever. I mean, it's got like this one here has like a nice like looking you know, fake wood panel, you know, on it or whatever, one of those things, you know, it's fake wood, but it's nicer looking, I guess, than the black plastic that they put in all their other trucks. And it's got the manual, and I guess it's got pretty good horsepower, I guess. I don't know. This is our first load in it, so we'll see. One thing I am noticing is that it does not have very much top end in each gear. Like I'm used to. I'm used to being able to run my top end quite high. In 721, you could run the top end in each gear up to like way high. This one's, I think, the top end in each gear is covered at 16 or 17, which definitely kind of sucks. Yeah, it's governed at 16. So that's as much as I can do in each gear. So I'm gonna be earning and learning in this truck, I guess. I guess this is what we're gonna be stuck in for a while, so I better damn well get used to it and start liking it. Anyways, yeah, we'll see how she does. The engine is all nice and clean looking and stuff, you know. It's got almost 400,000 miles on it already, 384. And so that means it's been lived in quite a bit. It's a 2020, so 4 years old now, and it smells like it too. It smells like some slob used to drive this thing, and, like wasn't housebroken. It does. It smells. I mean, it's gross. It smells like this in there. Not really bad, but like kind of in a certain area of the truck over near the passenger seat on the floor, because it smells like this. It smells like somebody spilled pee in here or something. Have to have it steam cleaned or something. I don't know. Get some Lysol, some Clorox bleach or something. Try and clean it up. Get rid of the stench. Kind of gross. So, anyways, I have not looked up our miles out to Albuquerque, but it's basically a 2-day drive. Let's see what I can get here. Voice command.
Say a command.
Find city.
What city in United States?
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Did you say Albuquerque, New Mexico?
1.
Select a line number.
1.
Would you like to begin navigation?
Navigate.
In 4 3/4 miles, take exit 461 on the right to California 120 East.
So it looks like about, it says 1,035 miles to downtown Albuquerque. Yeah, I don't know if it's just windy or what. I'm hoping it's just windy, but this thing's pulling to the right quite a bit. It's the first time I've gotten on the freeway with it here. First time with the trailer. Just literally just moved into it yesterday. So anyways, I'm gonna let you go for now. We'll talk to you a little bit later, maybe when we're climbing the mountains up in Tehachapi, because that's gonna be the real test of how this thing is with 24,000 in it. Anyways, gotta go. See ya. Okay, we are back. Rolling. Yep, sure are. Making our way eastbound Highway 58 through Mojave. It is 3:47 now in the PM, 58 degrees outside here in the California desert. Elevation. Oh, hang on. I'm about to tell you something wrong here. Elevation about 2,600 feet. 733 miles still to go out to Albuquerque, and we just did a quick pit stop out in Tehachapi, California. Went and said hi to Crazy T. Yes, went and got a couple sandwiches over at Subway. Yeah, it was all right. The wind blew, the shit flew, and we were only there an hour or two, and had to get back on the road. Anyways, I think our plans for this evening is we're going to make it out to, we got to stop at Barstow here in about 60 miles, and I'm going to grab a few gallons of fuel, and then we'll be, I think, doing our best to make it out to Kingman, Petro stopping centers in Kingman. Camp out for the night. But yeah, I don't know, the truck's doing all right. It's still, you know, like I said before, got to get used to a few things. It did okay through the mountains up into Tehachapi, that is. It did okay. 24,000 pound load. Wasn't super pleased with the way it performed. 24,000 was pretty light. I was expecting a little bit better from it, but that might be because of we might have kind of a clogged diesel exhaust filter. It's telling me that it's about 81% right now, and I believe that means 80% full of particulate. So being 100% would be to say that it's clogged and needs to be regenerated. 0% meaning that it's completely free flowing. And yeah, we were probably at about 85%, 87% when we were making our way up the mountain. So that might be why it kind of underperformed to my expectations.
And while you're rolling and strolling on those highways and byways, try to be nice to each other on those radios, guys and girls. Give it a try.
Can't stand it.
Change is a whole that you're looking for. Cleaner and meaner is never going to be a substitute. Give it a try now. Let's hear it see more professionals in the desert at the bench.
Yeah, that guy's really annoying. The guy right there. He's one of these guys with ham radio, and he's got like the strongest antenna in the country. And he's out of Southern California somewhere. And on certain days where the weather allows, that guy is able to transmit completely across the country. And you know, all of a sudden you'll just hear him start talking, and he just rambles and babbles and talks about nothing. You know, I mean, you know, he says cool things, but he just never stops. He just goes on and on and on and on and on. And so he clogs up the airwaves a little bit for us truck drivers. You know, he's always saying, oh, all you truck drivers out there, you know, be careful, be safe, you know, safety first on the highways and byways. And which is cool, but it's just some days he just never shuts up. So, anyways, but yeah, so that might be why it kind of underperformed to my expectations. But I mean, all in all, you know, it did okay. The one thing that I know is probably going to be kind of a problem that I'm sure that I'm not going to be able to talk the boss out of is that I think he had his mechanic set the motor governor, and I don't mean speed governor, okay? I mean the motor governor to 1600 RPMs. So basically, you can put your foot all the way to the floor on the pedal, and get up to 1600 RPMs and it'll just stay there. It's actually just under 1600 RPMs. And that doesn't really give you much of a top end for it, for the particular gears that you have. Did I already say this? Did I already mention this? I don't think I did. Earlier in the video. I don't remember if I did or not. I'm just going to assume I didn't, but yeah, it takes away the top end of the gears, and so especially for climbing hills, when you need to be able to get the RPMs up pretty high, because the delay between gears when you shift a manual, you know, you lose speed. You know, when you're climbing, especially if you're heavy, when you're climbing up a hill and you take your foot off the pedal and you go to shift gears, you lose, you know, miles per hour quickly. You know, so you want to get into the next gear as fast as possible. And so what you want is you want to be able to get to a higher RPM, like preferably like 1800, so that way the time that it takes you to get into the next gear, it doesn't leave you in a bog when you get to that next gear. Because when you get to that next gear, if you're upshifting, if you're too low RPMs, you won't be able to get it into gear, for one. And if you do get it into gear, you'll be at such a low RPM that you won't be able to continue accelerating. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I'm hoping that it was just. I don't know. But that's definitely going to be kind of an issue when we get into the heavier loads, the 40,000 plus pound loads. So other than that, it did okay. I mean, we'll see. I'm comparing this truck to the previous truck, 721 Bloody Mary, and that was a really good truck. I know I already said it, but that was actually a really good truck. I think it was a pain in the ass to deal with the automatic shifting when you didn't want it to, but it had actually pretty good power climbing. We'll see. We just gotta play with it a little bit more. I'm sure I'll find its preferred limits and stuff. Anyways, gonna let you go. Just a quick eye, and we'll see you probably tomorrow. Look at this. It's our first snow of the season up here in Flagstaff, Arizona. Max loves it. Yep. Ready? I know, it's so cool. It's so much fun. He does. He's a snow dog. He freaking loves the snow. Our first snow of the year here. Our first snow, well, I guess, well, Max, look up. It's not our first snow per se. It's the first time we've gotten into an area where the snow is sticking. So, yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, good morning. Almost good afternoon here. We are getting, we're about 10 miles just shy of Flagstaff out here on the I-40. It is now Monday. Jeez, Monday. Case of the Mondays, man. Jesus. It's real. January 22nd. Time is 11:55. 5 5 minutes to noon, aka 36 degrees outside, a little chilly, elevation 7,200 feet. We got 322 miles to go out to our delivery out there in Albuquerque. And so I hate being a complainer. I don't like it. I mean, you know, I don't like it. Okay, wait a minute. What I don't like is having things to complain about. I hate it. It really drives me nuts. Some things that people do just without any consideration to other people, that's worthy of complaining about. It is. It's worthy of grievance. Yeah, it's worthy of grievance. What I'm so sick of in today's world is all this freaking penny pinching shit, man. It's getting to be too much. Everybody's trying to save little dimes and pennies and nickels here and there, right? In every way that they can. And you know, like you go into Taco Bell, for example, and they now limit how many packets of hot sauce you can get, right? You know. And for me, I'm always kind of like, I like their hot sauce. That's why I go to Taco Bell, you know, because that's what makes their food taste like good, you know. Like, who wants to eat a taco from Taco Bell without hot sauce on it? It just wouldn't make sense. That's what's so good about it, you know. So I get like 2 packets per item, you know, 2 packets hot sauce per taco, right? And so, you know, I think, you know, like, corporate Taco Bell tells all the franchises to limit it to 1 packet per item, you know, and it's like, that's not enough. Well, so they do that, but what I've also noticed, right, and this is all just an example, okay, of what I'm telling you, is that, so not only are they limiting how many packets of hot sauce, but they've also reduced the amount of hot sauce in the packet, okay? And you're going, dude, then I don't really need to come to Taco Bell anymore. I'll go someplace that doesn't, you know, give you less quality for the same cost. You know what I'm saying? To hell with them. So it's getting out of hand. It just is, right? One of the things that's made this country so great is good quality, you know, over quantity, right? So it's always, you know, that's been kind of the tradition of this country, right? That's why people always wanted to come here, right? Because it's always been high quality, you know. And then they started shipping, all these brand businesses that you've known to be quality stuff. They started, you know, selling them out over, you know, overseas, and making stuff in China, and you get it over here and it's crap. So I'm saying all that to say this is that, so it's now affecting me in my workplace because, you know, as excited as I was to get back into a manual transmission truck, and I've had, you know, now 2 days basically to drive it, you know, I mean, shoot, just pretty much actually just yesterday really was just my test run, my test drive. And this thing has been derated so much. Like it's a DD15, and it just, you know, I'm under the assumption that the boss, you know, when he got it back, because I had talked to him and he had brought it into his mechanic to have his mechanic hook it up to a computer and, you know, just check the engine history and check the driving history on it, because it, you know, the computer system logs in all the information, you know, of how it's been driven and stuff like that, how the engine performs and all this, and so while you're in there, you know, with it hooked up to the computer, you can configure the motor to, you know, to run, you know, however you want it to run. And, these Detroit motors, especially the 15 liters, are known. They're notorious for being really powerful engines. You know, they motor up anything. You know, and he must have gone in, and I'm gonna say it like this: he basically configured it for a woman driver. You know, not a man driver. Like, I'm a man. I've always been a man. I'm always going to be a man. And, you know, I mean, so I can handle power. You know what I'm saying? Right? Women, just by their nature, they're not designed to be able to handle a lot of power. That's what I'm saying. I'm not cutting women down. I'm just saying that this truck has been configured for a woman driver. It's got little power. I mean, really little power. The cruise control on it's set for 73 miles an hour, right? That's the top you can put, that you can set the cruise control. So, as I was saying, the DD15s, I've said this in past videos, when you set the cruise control on these things, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You know, this thing pushes and it torques its way, it powers its way, you know, up little inclines and stuff. Even with 20,000 pounds, it powers its way up, you know, and it doesn't miss a beat. This truck misses a beat. I mean, for the littlest of inclines, it drops down. It drops down to 71, right? And it's not that it's lacking power, because, like, the way that I overcome that is I put my foot on the pedal and I press the pedal down, and then it brings it back up to the speed I want it to go, right? Or I can sit there and I can hold the accelerator button for the cruise control, and it'll maintain its 73 like that, right? But so basically what I'm getting at is it's been configured into, like, economy mode, right? Full on economy mode. No balls, right? Like I said, for a woman driver, no balls. Women don't have balls, right? Men have balls. I'm a man, I have balls. This truck has no balls. I was really excited to have a truck that had balls again, you know? So he's penny pitching on that. Okay, so be it, right? So it's a 73 mile an hour truck. It will get up to 75. Okay, fair enough. It's not 80. It's not 80 like 721 was, right? 721. I mean, 721 was a 72 mile an hour truck that I could get up to 80, no problem. As much as I needed to, it was great. It was so great. Like, all the stress of dealing with traffic out here melted away from that, right? 75, yeah, that's better than 72, trying to pass at 72, 100%, but that's how important that kind of stuff is to me. You know, it just is. I mean, it's just in my nature. I seek out, you know, and I appreciate performance. Like, that's what I'm about. You know, I'm performance driven. I'm competitive. So I say all that to say this. I'm like telling all these little brief prefaces, right? So last night, we pulled off back there at that rest area. It's all, you know, snowy and stuff like that. You know, it was snowing a little bit when we got up there, down to about 30 degrees, right? And the boss has been, you know, riding my ass, you know, over the last, you know, year, really, about idling the truck when I'm parked, you know. And the thing is, you know, well, so in the summer, and it gets up to 120 degrees outside, and you're parked someplace waiting for a load, or, you know, you're doing a reset or whatever, and it's 120 degrees outside, it'll get up to 150 inside the truck, even with the windows down, right? You know, so pretty much all truckers, because this is our home. This is where we live. This is our home. Okay, this is our home. Okay, it's our home away from home. Right? We idle our trucks. We use the AC. Okay? If you're down in the real south, you know, Florida, and it's super humid and it's 105, you know, it's even more, you know, necessary to be idling the truck. You know, but I mean, like 120 degrees in Phoenix. You know, I mean, goddamn, dude. You know, that dry ass freaking heat. That's, you know, it's crazy, right? So we idle our trucks. We use the AC. Okay, so in the winter, when you're out, you know, someplace and it's, you know, 10 degrees or 10 below or 20 degrees above or 20 below, you know, or 30 above or 30 below, right? Because that's real stuff. That's real shit. It gets 30 degrees below places in this country, and even more, you know. It can get up to 40 below, right? Some places, you know, up, you know, way up north towards Canada, you know. So we idle our trucks, you know, to keep from freezing to death, for one, you know, but also because diesel trucks can be pretty difficult to start in that kind of cold weather when the motor gets super cold like that, you know. You want to keep your truck idling, right? Well, so I'll tell you all that and tell you this. So last night in the park, it was like 30 degrees. So I leave the truck running. Not that I was necessarily going to leave it running all night. It's only 30 degrees, right? Just below freezing, right? He's been hounding me about this idling thing. You know, he wants me to not idle it so much. Fine, right? Well, anyway, so I leave the truck running, and like after like 20 minutes, it shuts down. I'm like, oh, that's weird. What happened? You know, and I look, and there's this little engine light on the display that I've seen before. When I was at 721, when I would use the Pass Smart feature, right, you only get 30 minutes worth, and I had used up all that time, that same little light came on, and I couldn't use the Pass Smart anymore. So I was thinking, that seems like that's like a configuration thing that it shut down, right? So I fired the truck back up, and I was figuring, you know what, it's cold enough. Let me just go ahead and leave it idling. I want to kind of see how, because I'd rather find out something in 30 degrees than in 10 degrees, right? Well, so after about 20 minutes, it shuts down again. I'm like, okay, something's up. And this truck's been configured for idle shutdown, so that you can't idle it longer than 20 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever. It's been configured that way. This goes back to what I'm saying, all this freaking penny pinching, right? This is my home, dude. Do you not heat your home in the winter? Is that what we're saying? I'm a truck driver, so I don't deserve to have a heated cab, right? So what are you gonna do? You're gonna all winter keep me out of the cold temperatures? How are we gonna do business? How is that gonna save you money if we can't go into the up into the northern states because I'm gonna freeze to death? Then how does that make me money, right? So by trying to save money, you're gonna lose money, because I'm not going to go up north in the middle of winter in this truck. Matter of fact, I'm pretty much figuring I'm just going to give my notice right now. You know, I don't want to make, it's never a good idea to make decisions under an emotional state of being, right? When you're mad or angry, or sad or unhappy or, anything. It's never a good idea to make decisions, big decisions when you're feeling emotional about something. But yeah, right now I am. I don't know if I'm angry necessarily, but I'm really kind of offended. Really, really offended. I've been working for this guy 3.5 years, and this is kind of the way he's gonna deal with his longest term employee and his best employee. Best driver I'm going to say that he's probably had ever. Right? And it's probably his longest term employee, I'm guessing, because I don't know that he has. I mean, 'cause he goes through drivers like crazy, right? He has a real big retention problem with drivers, and he doesn't have a big fleet. He only has a few trucks, you know. And some of his trucks are down. They're not even running trucks. They're just taking up space in his yard that he's got to pay for, you know. So I mean, he can cut his overhead costs there, but he's going to cut it on his driver. It's been with him for 3.5 years. That his most dependable driver. Never had any tickets. Never had any accidents. Never had any out-of-service violations or violations of anything for that matter. I mean, a couple of small things like a steering wheel knob, you know, stupid little tiny things, right? But never anything major violations that's going to cost him points. You know, I'm always on time, never late, absolutely 100% dependable, right? And he's going to penny pinch me, right? And put me in a position where I'm in, you know, potentially in 10-degree weather with, you know, with a cold truck. Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, I'm kind of thinking to give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he wasn't aware that it had this idle, you know, shutdown thing. But I'm pretty sure he knows. He knows. He's an intelligent guy. He's pretty damn smart dude. Like, he knows his shit. You know, like so for him to not know that, especially he just bought this truck, he just had it hooked up to a computer. I don't think he can claim that he didn't know that. I mean, if I want that kind of if I want that kind of employment kind of position, like where, you know, where I'm put, like I already don't like the idea of being governed. Like I'm not into it by anything. Like right, it doesn't make sense to me to control another human being in any aspect, you know. I mean, you got to have faith in people, and especially in your employees that you've had, you know, been around for 3.5 years. You should have faith and trust in them, right? Right? So to govern a truck in any sense, you know, whether it's the speed or the, you know, the RPM, you know, speed or, you know, whatever. Right? And then to control my ability to fucking keep warm, you know, to be comfortable in the fucking truck. Dude, I'm out here on the road, I'm, you know, thousands of miles away from home, you know, as if I'm not making money for the company. He's got to, right? So, yeah, you know, it's not that I'm angry necessarily, but I'm really kind of deeply offended. Like, it really offends me. It really, really does. So, I don't know, that's just me kind of venting right now because it just, man, you know, it's like one of these things where you find out, you know, somebody that you had faith and trust in lets you down, you know, and you just kind of go, it's kind of disheartening, you know, it's like disheartening. It's like, man, that's really what you think of me, man? You're going to send me out in the middle of winter in a truck that shuts down, you know? All right. So, anyhow, yeah, that's enough of that. So, yep, just made our way through Flagstaff. Just dropped about 1,000 feet, and with that, 10 degrees warmer. See? So why all the bitching, you know? I'll tell you what, just, you know, it's not gonna last forever. I mean, we're headed to Albuquerque, so overnight it gets cold. It just does. Freezing. Alright, I'm gonna let you go. Otherwise I'm just gonna keep ranting and raving about this. I better, change, get my mind set on something else. So, we'll talk to you here in a little bit, maybe out once we get into New Mexico. See you in a minute. Okay. Oh, that's kind of a dirty windshield, isn't it? I just tried cleaning it. Not much better. Oh well, whatever. Anyhow, welcome to ABQ1. Amazon ABQ1, where we have already delivered our loaded trailer, and our schedule was to pick up an empty from the same facility. This is one of the things that I can't stand about Amazon, is they do these tail end kind of loads where you drop off a trailer and then you drop off a loaded and then pick up an empty, and they want you to haul it like to the next facility next door. I like literally, yeah, they want you to haul it to like it's like 1 mile away. It actually might be the building right next door here. It might be the building to behind us, because there's 3 Amazons right next to each other. So you show up early, right? You do what you're supposed to do. You show up early, you drop the trailer, and then they don't have an available empty for you, and they just tell you to wait, And the problem with that is that this load wasn't scheduled to deliver until 3 a.m. this morning, and then the empty wasn't scheduled to depart until 3:30 or something, or 4. Yeah, 3:54. So what they do is they end up just telling you that you have to sit around and just wait for an empty to arrive, which could take that. It could take that entire amount of time until 3:54.
How are you doing today?
Yeah, hello. I'm supposed to,
Please give me a minute.
yeah, okay. And then, you end up sitting around and waiting until your departure time, and they still don't have one empty for you, and then they finally cut you loose, and it's like, man, it's just a huge waste of time. These little tail end things, it just kills us out here.
Please give me the load ID.
Yeah, it's for an empty. I have Bravo, Kilo, 2-3. Yeah, so I mean, you end up sitting here waiting instead of being able to book another load. You end up sitting here waiting for 10 hours.
Please pick up from parking slip 595.
595.
595.
Okay, thank you.
Have a nice day.
Two. So in this case, what happened was, we went ahead and hung out for an hour inside the facility, inside the yard here, and then called ROC, which is basically their scheduling department, whatever, and told them, I said, hey, yeah, they don't have any empties right now, so can you cut me loose, so we can complete this load instead of sitting here waiting, all night. But in this case, he told me, he goes, well, I'm showing you have 3 empties now, that they have 3 empties now, so go ahead and check back out, then check back in. and they'll assign you an empty. I said, okay. So that's a rare case right here. Majority of the time what happens is they, you know, let's say you're 5 hours early for your delivery time, and your scheduled departure time for your empty, which is that tail end that I'm talking about, little short thing, isn't until like an hour after your arrival time on the load that you brought. They'll make you wait, you know. They'll tell you, no, you can't leave until, you know, until your departure time. So you end up just sitting around for 6 hours for nothing, and then still nothing shows up, no empty shows up, and then you just wasted 6 hours, and it's like, and that's all just so you can drag an empty trailer, you know, next door, or, you know, a mile away or 5 miles away. You know, it's typically like less than 5 miles away is where they, you know, where they are, where you take them. So it's just kind of goofy, but fortunately this worked out. So. Sure this trailer was sitting here when we first pulled in, so it might have just been that the first guy that I talked to when I first checked in just didn't check properly or something. I don't know, who knows. Maybe I'm just the asshole. It's possible. Like I said before, I think it's entirely possible that it's just me that I'm the problem. Hang on. Okay, good to go. We're hooked up. And yeah, we literally just going next door. I think it's the building over to our left. So, see if we can just eyeball our way over there. It's an ABQ5. So anyways, I don't know what's going to happen with this little deal that I was talking about earlier with this damn truck. Not idling. This idle, engine idle shutdown thing. I was a little bit upset about it earlier just because the message it sent bothered me. I'm still upset about it, but doing the best I can not to be so dramatic about it, I guess. At this point, it is what it is, and, you know, just gonna have to figure out what to do about it. I did talk to the boss again about it when I arrived here. He called me and he's like, hey, you know, you could take it in and get it dealt with, you know, have them configure it so it doesn't shut down on you. And I was like, yeah, that's cool, you know. But until such a time, we're gonna be chilly. Until such a time that we can take it into a Freightliner or something like that and have them reconfigure it. It's just gonna be chilly in here because neither of the bypasses for it seem to work. There's 2 bypasses supposedly that you can do to keep it from shutting down. And I don't know, I probably mentioned this already too, but one of them is basically, oh shit. One of them is basically not now. Setting the cruise control, and it'll hold the truck at a higher idle so that it doesn't shut down on you. That does not work. And the other supposed bypass for it is to leave the did I already say all this? To leave the tractor brake in the released position. And it wouldn't shut down, but that didn't work either. I already tried it while we were sitting there at the Amazon waiting. And the thing is with that is, okay, so like even if that did work, okay, so if you're always hooked up to a trailer and you can, you know, be held from rolling with the trailer brakes, then that's fine. But when you're bobtail, you don't have an alternative means of keeping the truck braked. You have to come up with a way to chock your wheels. And it's just sketchy. It's just sketchy. It'd be kind of difficult to get to sleep for me, you know, in a situation where, you know, like when we were just inside the yard there, I just curbed my tires. I curbed my steer tires, you know, up against the curb like you do on on a, you know, public street with a hill on it. You know, you curb your tires so if your emergency brake fails, you know, it won't roll down the hill. I did that. But it's just sketchy, you know what I mean? You go to sleep, you know, you just, you know, I mean, it's going to be always on your mind, like, you know, especially I got a dog in here, you know, is the dog going to, you know, accidentally turn the steering wheel and uncurb the tires, you know, it's just a sketchy thing, you know? So you got to actually, like, legit chock your tires with, like, a log, you know, or something, you know, along those lines. Welcome to 82.5. It's like the shortest haul ever. It's kind of like, hey, you know, Amazon, you know, management sat back and said, hey, how can we get more from these drivers? Like, how can we use them to our benefit and for free, right? Use drivers for free to benefit us. Oh, I know. They can deliver these loads, right, that we pay them for, and then spend an extra 2 hours, you know, waiting for an empty and then just dragging it around the corner. Basically, I don't get paid for any of this. From the minute we check in at the gate at the original Amazon, I'm not getting paid. I get paid by the mile. I'm just here 2 hours just as charity, you know, moving this trailer, you know. I mean, that's really the truth of it. So, boy, I just like to complain about everything, don't I? All right, I'm gonna let you go. We have arrived, so check in here, drop off this trailer, and hopefully we'll get another load before the night is over. So, see you later.